And now Mr. Nuttall.
Thank you. First of all, I think we all agree that something has to be done about the migrant crisis. The scale of the numbers coming this year will no doubt reach biblical proportions. However, where I fundamentally disagree with you all is making such a multi-billion-pound deal with a country like Turkey. Now, let's look at Turkey. It's a country that is barely democratic, where free speech is increasingly attacked. It is a country that has a disgraceful human rights record. It is a country that is accused of aiding and abetting Islamic State. And it is a country that is going through the process of creeping Islamification. Turkey is also not geographically European. Only 3% of Turkey actually falls within Europe, and it borders with places that clearly want to harm us: Syria, Iraq and Iran. So you would think we would run a mile. But no, part of this deal includes an agreement to quicken up Turkish accession to the European Union. Now, I remember at a press conference in 2007, sitting there in disbelief when the then President of the European Commission, José Manuel Barroso, spoke about the EU as the first non-imperial empire. Well, this deal simply reinforces that perception. If Turkey does eventually join the European Union, and it is a position supported by every other British political party, then I believe it would be a disaster. Indeed, by the time Turkey joins, it will have the largest population in Europe, and it is predicted that within the first 10 years of being a member, 15 million Turks will drift west. That will alter the balance of power within the European Union, not only economically, but also culturally. At present, we often complain about a German-dominated Europe, but if we continue down this path of madness, I fear that we will be left with a Turkish-dominated Europe, and I am sure that is something that we can all agree we don't want to see. But there is a light, there is a beacon, because we, the British, have an opportunity to put a stop to this. We have a referendum on June the 23rd, and I honestly believe that the threat of Turkey becoming a member of this club will encourage the British people to say enough is enough, and we will vote to leave and take back control. Thank you.
Mr. Nuttall, there is a blue card for you. Are you ready to answer? Yes. Mr. Faria.
Obrigado, Sr. Presidente. Sr. Nuttall.
Thank you, President. Mr. Nuttall, in a perfect world, I wouldn't have called for PNR, but we're not in a perfect world. We have to have PNR. We have to have arrangements with countries like Turkey, and Turkey is doing an excellent job in holding back refugees. Why Europe doesn't want to receive refugees? Does it want to leave them to die in the Atlantic, in the Pacific, in the North Sea, in the Med? What do you want us to do? Just tell us. If you're against Turkey into the European Union, and at the same time you're arguing for the exit of the EU, for the UK from the EU, what do you want us to do about the refugee crisis? All these people on the borders of Europe.
Well, I think it's quite obvious what we need to do about the refugee crisis. We need to learn from Australia, who built a ring of steel around their country to ensure that the boats stopped coming and people stopped dying in the sea. It's simple, ladies and gentlemen. It just takes the willpower to do it. But the answer isn't making shoddy agreements, multi-billion-pound agreements with undemocratic states where women are treated as second-class citizens, where newspapers are being shut down routinely, where free speech is being eroded. Turkey has no place within a European Union, but these guys, Mr. Timmermans et al., have agreed, as part of this deal, to quicken up Turkish accession. We must say no to this, ladies and gentlemen. We must ensure that Turkey does not join the European Union, but in the end, hey, after June the 23rd, I might be out of a job, and Britain will be free, democratic and prosperous once again.
And now Mr.